And this is just the beginning of America First.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold...
Across this country, we've seen this new phenomenon lately, chanted at sporting events and on signs. The phrase is, "Let's go Brandon." Let's go Brandon. It's sort of...
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down. The kids used to come up and pull the leg down, come up and reach in the pool, leg down, rub my leg down and rub my leg down and rub my leg down. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool, and rub my leg down, and rub my leg down. So it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. Come back up again. Come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. Jumping on my lap. About kids jumping on my lap. About kids jumping on my lap. About kids jumping on my lap. Kids jumping on my lap. Kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved 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 kids jumping on my lap. Hairy legs. Got hairy legs. Kids used to come up and reach in the pool. Kids used to come up and reach in the pool. I got hairy legs. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool. Kids used to come up and reach in the pool. So it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. Blonde in the sun. To come up and reach in the pool. The kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
They're coming all over the place. The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and, you know, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull it together.
And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. And where it should have stopped.
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to, you know, I don't have that much knowledge on it. 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 I don't have that much knowledge on it.
Theory. What is critical race theory? What is critical race theory?
I don't have that much knowledge on it.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience. They won't come out and address Bree's audience, or Katie's audience, or Justin Jackson, or you. They are not accountable to us. They're accountable to whoever the fuck themselves. Let's not kid ourselves. As Chris Hedges taught us a long time ago, the people attracted to politics are the most mediocre of people. They're not your friends. They are elected servants.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
Treating them that way.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
I hear Brownie is seconding you in the background.
They're not your fucking friends. They're the people standing in between us and fucking healthcare. They're putting their fucking personal position ahead of that. Don't fucking forget that.
Sure, was a failure.
Honestly, Sam, if I could just get the sentence out.
I'm talking about anybody who's a progressive in Congress who isn't endorsing hashtag the vote. All those motherfuckers who didn't show up today at our town hall. Every fucking
kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dorf go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dorf go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. And Jimmy Dorf go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dorf go and kill 15 kids tomorrow. Jimmy Dorf go and kill 15 kids tomorrow.
Progressive audience. They won't come out and address Bree's audience or Katie's audience or Justin Jackson or you. They are not accountable to us. They're accountable to whoever the fuck themselves. Let's not kid ourselves. Chris Hedges taught us a long time ago. The people attracted to politics are the most mediocre.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure. Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
Is this thing on? Maxie! Max! 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 Maxie, come on, buddy. Is that a popcorn? Why do you have a popcorn? You shouldn't have that, Max. You shouldn't have that. No popcorn for the doggy. No popcorn for the doggy. Hello, users! I don't want to goddamn hello. Look at this dog. Hello, users! Oh, put your paws up for Max the dog. Put your paws up for Maxie, the Max the dog. Maxie, the Maxo doggy. Maxie. Oh. Whoa. You're a naked doggy, Max. Put some freaking clothes on. You can't show that on TV. The sweater is in the laundry, folks. And we'll be back on soon. Let me turn my light on. All right. Oh, fuck me in the face. So today is episode 1420. So I decided to consume a large quantity of marijuana before the show. So that's happening. So with that being said, let's start the show with some good news. About 3 in 10 U.S. adults are now religiously unaffiliated. Self-identified Christians make up 63% of the population in 2021. So this is something I talk about often, is how 70% at that time, before this new update came out, about 70% of Americans believe in an invisible man in the sky. They believe in angels. They believe Jesus is watching them jerk off. And they believe that Jesus is going to come back from the dead and then like Armageddon's going to happen. That was 70%. Now it's 63%. Not that big of a 7% is not nothing. It's not nothing. And I want to take wins on this, right? All right, I personally think religion is one of the most destructive things that has ever existed in human history, and I have no problem saying that. But anyway, this is a Pew Research study, and so let's read into this because I love this shit. The secularizing shifts evident in American society so far in the 21st century show no signs of slowing. The latest Pew Research Center survey of the religious composition of the United States finds the religiously unaffiliated share of the I'm really fucking high right now. Holy shit. Share of the public is 6 percentage points higher than it was 5 years ago, and 10 points higher than a decade ago. Christians continue to make up a majority of the U.S. populace, but their share of the adult population is 12 points lower in 2021 than it was in 2011. In addition, the share of U.S. adults who say they pray on a daily basis has been trending downward. Yo, where's that? I want to see the pray on the daily basis. Where is that? Come on. Oh my god. Yo. Folks, this is another one. 45% of Americans pray to an invisible man every day. 45%. That is unbelievable.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
This is again, I know people are products of their environment, and I know that a lot of people believe in a lot of stupid things, right? But 45% of Americans walk around every day praying to Jesus. That's crazy. That's crazy. Holy shit. All right, let's go back up here. Currently, about 3 in 10 U.S. adults, 29%, are religious. Nuns. People who describe themselves as atheists, I see. Okay. It's a little confusing language there. Agnostics or nothing in particular. When asked about their religious identity, self-identified Christians of all varieties, including blah, 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 who cares, all that shit's stupid, none of it, matters at all, make up about 63% of the adult population. Christians now outnumber religious nuns by a ratio of little more than 2 to 1. In 2007, when the center began asking its current question about religious identity, Christians outnumbered nuns by 5 to 1, 78 versus 16. It's crazy. 45% of Americans pray to an invisible fucking man on a daily basis, yo. Goddamn. The recent declines within Christianity are concentrated among Protestants. Who cares? What the fuck is a Protestant? Let's be honest. Hey, we rebel against the church! Yet you still believe in that stupid shit. What are you protesting against? Oh yes, the Catholic Church and the Buddha. And yet you still believe in that dumbass garbage, right? So I don't understand all these little fucking I just don't get it. There's Catholicism, there's Protestant, there's Lutheran, there's fucking what's another one? There's Mormonism, that's Christianity, right? Or is that too far off? What? When people ask, how come, what is it, QAnon is 15% of the country believes in QAnon? Right? How? You might be wondering. Well, 45% of Americans are basically that dumb, but their dumbness is channeled in a different direction. I don't think that there's really, let's be honest, the loops that it takes for you to have in your brain, right? The sort of thought process, the intelligence required. I don't think there's that much difference between QAnon and Catholicism, or just I'll just honestly Christianity as a whole. I'm gonna be honest. What's the difference? They both believe in conspiracy theories. They both believe in batshit insane garbage. They both won't shut the fuck up about it. The only difference is the brand. Why do you think QAnon is a big Jesus thing? They literally think that, Trump is, sent by God. Where do you think that God came from? That God came from fucking Christianity, right? So, again, QAnon is just another branch of Christianity. As much as you might not want to admit that, as much as you're afraid of that, it's as stupid as Catholicism, Protestantism, Mormonism. It's all the same kind of fucking stupid garbage. Right? I seriously, though, instead of worshiping Jesus, well, I mean, it's just Jesus in addition to Donald Trump, really. It's just they worship all of the above. Right, really, these religions is they add books and books and books. You've got Judaism, that's the first one, right, first edition. Then you've got the Bible, which is the second edition. Then you've got, the Quran, which is the third edition. But then you've got, the Mormonism, which is, the second, third edition. And then, it's just book after, they all worship, it's just, how many gods do you worship on a daily basis? 45% on a daily basis. They go, 45%. Are you, I could talk about this for the rest of the show. I could, but let's just keep reading. The recent declines within Christianity are concentrated among Protestants. Today, 40% of U.S. adults are Protestants, a group that is broadly defined to include non-denominational Christians and people who describe themselves as just Christian. Imagine, right, you're such a fucking loser. You believe in God, you believe in angels, you believe in Jesus, but you're I don't really care about labels. Hey, I'm just... Woo! The Protestant share of the population is down 4 percentage points over the last 5 years and has dropped 10 points in 10 years. By comparison, the Catholic share of the population, which has ticked downward between 2007 and 2014, has held relatively steady in recent years. As of 2021, 21% of U.S. adults describe themselves as Catholic, identical to the Catholic share of the population in 2014. I just who the hell is, becoming Catholic? That's what I, are these, the born-again motherfuckers? Oh yeah, so I wasn't a Catholic, a couple years ago, and now I'm a Catholic again. I'm just, or for the first time, That's one of the other things, like religious converts. That's more fascinating to me than being religious, because most people are born into a religion. Most people don't really think, and they just think, oh yeah, so like, the earth revolves around the sun. Well, maybe they think the sun revolves around the earth, I don't know. And so, like, okay, so the earth revolves around the sun. If you drop an apple, like, let go of an apple, it will fall to the ground. 2 plus 2 is 4, and Jesus is watching me jerk off. Right? Like, they just don't think, they just think, oh, yeah, it's just the way the world works. Right? But then there's these weirdos that are like, okay, wait a second, Jesus isn't watching me jerk off. Maybe Jesus wasn't really the God. Maybe, and then they become like a Jew or something. It's like, what the fuck? And then, like, you have these, like, converts that go from, like, Christianity to Islam. It's like, how do you jump from one religion to another? That one always is, like, if you realize the religion that you're brought up and raised in is wrong, why would you go to another religion? Like, it just, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I've never understood religious converts. I really don't. Like, jumping from, like, one kind of Christianity to another, that's one thing, right? But I mean, like, come on now. People believe in ghosts and UFOs. I think believing in ghosts and UFOs is more logical than believing in Jesus Christ. In fact, I would go as far as to say, I think believing in Jesus is, I think Jesus is very possible, to have been an alien. I mean, it's more likely that Jesus is an alien or a hyperdimensional creature or a ghost than it is that the word in the Bible is literally true. And, like, I have no problem talking about, like, ghosts and UFOs. Like, I don't believe in them personally, or I don't believe that UFOs are... I mean, UFOs literally exist, right? But I don't believe that aliens are currently visiting us. I think they're just, like, national security fucking defense bullshit from all these countries that don't know, right? But, like, I think ghosts could be real as much as I think Jesus could be real. Right? Like, it's just, I don't go around every day like, oh, have you ever heard of ghosts? How about ghosts? And I'm not trying to sound like I'm super judgmental. It's just that I think it's fucking stupid. And I think that, I think you can't understand the American condition and how we got where we are without understanding religion. Religion is a crucial backdrop on how we got this fucking crazy. Like, look at Republicans. Look at Christian white evangelicals. Now, people always love to tell me, right? Oh, don't judge all religion by the worst people. Well, why not? Why shouldn't I? If you are saying that there's an invisible man watching over you, Jesus is watching you jerk off, right? And he doesn't want you to wear mixed fabrics or whatever, and then, like, also love thy neighbor except if they're gay, right? And then, if it's so, like, inconsistent and incoherent that some people are literally able to kill gay people in the name of God, maybe choose another book to worship. I don't know, like, worship, like, a fucking Stephen King novel or something, right? That's the thing. It's like, but again, like, ghosts, I think ghosts are more rational than Jesus Christ. Because, like, the whole idea of religion is that these are historical events that God, like, touched humanity or whatever, and then he just conveniently disappeared for 2021 years. Just conveniently disappeared. Yeah, so God was here, he was running around, he was sending his kid to do some stuff, and then just never came back. Okay. Right? Like, it's like Atlantis. How people believe in Atlantis? I think Atlantis might be real. There could have been a city that currently now, like, resides underwater that was, like, destroyed by, like, tsunamis or whatever. That's very possible. But it's in the same category as Jesus. There very well could have been a Jesus that walked around, right? It could have been a thing. Why not? Just as Atlantis could have been a thing, So, it's to me, it's like, I will always criticize religion because I think it's fucking stupid. People use any text or anything to justify horrible things, not just limited to Christianity, religions in general. I mean, I agree. Absolutely. But again, when you open your mind to magical thinking to such a high degree that you pray to God every day, you are susceptible to being brainwashed. And again, like, look at QAnon. Like, if you were to throw QAnon on this poll, right, QAnon, right, there's like 15% of Americans believe in some core principles of QAnon. 21% of Americans are Catholic, right? Like, that's not far off, right? So, and how many people, right? I'm just asking you, like, the religion is what kills this country. It's brainwashing. That's all it is it's fucking brainwashing. I don't know how else to explain that. I really don't, but let's keep reading. Within Protestantism, evangelicals continue to outnumber those who are not evangelical. So again, more religious nutbags are fuck shit motherfuckers than non-fuck shit motherfuckers. Right? The majority of those that are religious nutbags are like religious nutbags. So like, it's the minority in this instance. Like, if you're an evangelical Christian, goddamn, like, you are a dumb motherfucker. You are a stupid ass bitch, in my opinion. But anyway, when asked whether or not they think of themselves as born again or evangelical Christian, while 40% say no or decline to answer the question, 60% say yes. This pattern exists among both white and black Protestants. Among white Protestants, 58% now say yes when asked whether they think of themselves as born again or evangelical Christians, compared with 42% who say no or decline to answer the question. Among black Protestants, evangelicals outnumber non-evangelicals by 2-1, 66 to 33. Am I allowed to say that that's stupid? Is that okay? Because I'm going to. Right? Like, the idea, I'm going to be honest. Right? The idea that a black person can worship God every day and think God's going to save them, I can't figure it out. I genuinely can't. I can't figure that out. And the idea that white people can worship a Jesus, and like, again, all the iconography is white Jesus. You ever think about that? White Jesus never existed. There was no white Jesus. That's not a real thing. That was made up. They made it up. Like, Jesus had brown skin, motherfucker. There's no white person in the Bible. They made it all up. Right? But, like, they think it's literally true. Like, they just like, oh, but that's my interpretation of the... Like, I just, like, god damn. Like, I mean, like, every level, like, every single group who's religious has their own reason why they're fucking stupid. Like, honestly. Like, holy fuck. Overall, both evangelical and non-evangelical Protestants have seen their shares of the population decline, good, as the percentage of U.S. adults who identify with establishmentarianism has dropped. Today, 24% of U.S. adults describe themselves as born-again or evangelical Protestants, down 6 percentage points since 2007. During the same period, there has also been a 6-point decline in the share of adults who are Protestant but not born-again. The fuck does that even mean? No, I was only born once. Like, imagine how many times were you born? I was only born once. What about you? I was born again. What? What? No, I was born 3 times. Alright? That's weird, man. Why, like, does anyone know, like, genuinely? Like, how or why black folks are more, like, they take religion more seriously? I don't. I can't figure that out. I really don't. These are among the key findings of the latest National Public Opinion Reference Survey, conducted by Pew Research Center from May 29 to August 25, 2021. The first annual survey done in 2020, conducted online and in paper, blah, blah, blah. The center uses asked respondents how often they pray and how important religion is in their lives. Today, fewer than half of U.S. adults, 45%, say they pray on a daily basis. I mentioned this a little bit beforehand. But again, on a daily basis. Like, before they go to bed, they fucking, like, kneel next to their bed. Oh, Jesus, please. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. What? Like, can you imagine that? Like, can you imagine possibly ever, even contemplating begging Jesus to, like, save you? Like, wow, man, that's crazy shit. And they do it every day. They do it every fucking day. But you'll see the weekly and or monthly. By the way, I wish those were two separate categories. Because there's a big difference between weekly and monthly, in my opinion. I wish there were separate categories. But weekly and monthly is going up. Right? Actually, no, wait. That's the same as it was in 2000. Seldom/never is going up. Okay. Like, so people are praying less often, I guess. But they're still praying. That's my thing. If you believe, right, that prayer works, wouldn't you want to pray more often? Like, okay, I believe prayer is real. I'm going to pray if I am talking to God, right, and God will look out for me and take my prayer serious, why would you pray, like, these are the kind of motherfuckers that whenever something bad happens, then they start praying to Jesus. Right? Like, as a reaction. It's like, oh shit, I missed my fucking mortgage payment. They're going to steal my house. Praying to Jesus. How about instead of praying to Jesus, you buy a gun? Yeah, so? Yo, there was like this big right-wing, like, religious nutbag event that happened in my city. This is, I want to say, over the course of the summer. And, like, someone recognized me, because this is, like during the height of the Andrew Brown protests. Someone recognized me from the news and tried to save me. And they were telling me a bunch of this right-wing garbage. And then about how, like, they feel like God answered their prayers because they were able to spot me walking around the street so that they could run up to me and try to save me. I think I played some of that footage. But, I mean, it was fucking crazy, man. Like, yes, Jesus is going to save me from what? They thought because, like, I was protesting against police brutality that means, like, I'm a demon or something? Was it the lady you recorded? Yeah. Like, what do I need to be saved from? What? I feel like I'm doing just fine. Like, if you want to save me, you want to give me $20? Like, save me, like, you know, buy me a meal or something, motherfucker. How is you walking up to me saying, God, you're going bada boo bah? How is that gonna fucking save me? Like, the fuck? 4 in 10 U.S. adults consider religion very important in their lives. That's fucking crazy, dude. I'm sorry. People that believe, right? Like, religion is, like, what's very important to my life, right? Like, food. You know, family. Max the dog, right? You know, politics, right? Like, injustice, right? Like, I don't know, like, things are, you know, not sky daddies. Like, drugs are an important, I value drugs more than I value religion, right? Like, drugs are a very important part of my life. I'm on drugs right now. Coffee is an important part of my life. Religion, not so much. Not so fucking much. 41%. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's fucking crazy. Not to / not at all. That's going up, up, up. it's crazy. There isn't, like, you cannot, and again, I know a lot of religious people. I hope, you know, if you're watching the show today, I hope you're not too offended, but this is my opinion, I'm allowed. But, like, I know a lot of religious people. I have a lot of religious friends. And it's just weird. It's strange. Like, I'm not gonna, like, you know, yell at them if they're praying, right? Because that's just rude. You know what I mean? But this is my show. These are my opinions. These are my takes on my show. You can, like, click off if you want, right? But it's like, I gotta be honest. It's fucking weird. Muslims pray, like, 6 times a day. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. Like, imagine you carry around, like, your little, like, a scarf or, like, that mat or whatever. Like, that's just with you all the time. Not like, oh shit, like, I spilled some salsa on my fucking t-shirt, so I need to, like, you know, get a change of clothes. That I'm not going to bring around me at all times. I'm going to bring around, like, a fucking mat and a scarf and, like, a candle. That I'm just going to, it's everywhere I go. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's insane. It's insane. Like, I gotta let you know, it's insane. Like, that's insane. Like, that shit is fucking crazy, dude. I know I've been talking about this for 40 minutes, but this is like, I'm high, like, I'm just rambling. Today's show is just, I'm taking it easy, right? But, like, that's insane. 1/4 of U.S. adults say they attend religious services at least weekly. That's insane. You ever think about how more people show up to church than city council meetings? You ever think about that? More people show up to church than fucking city council meetings. That's how you know this shit's fucked up. That's how you, like, that right there should tell you, yeah, religion's fucking stupid. Like, on Sunday, when I'm walking around town, I see the churches, everyone is fucking packed. It's packed. And whenever I go to city council meetings, you'd be lucky if there's 10 people there watching. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's insane. Like, it's insane. Half of U.S. Protestants, roughly 1/3 of Catholics, say they attend religious services at least monthly. 31% every month. And then 68% a few times a year. These are the freaks that go on, like, Christmas or Easter. You know those fucking freaks? That was my family when I was growing up. I had to go to fucking church on Christmas and Easter a couple times. It wasn't even every Christmas or Easter, right? So it wasn't that severe, but, like, I had to go to church at least, like, twice on Easter, and I know I went to church, like, once on a Christmas weekend or something. Like, okay, why? Like, that's the thing is, like, these rules, like, so you realize going to church every week it's too much, and you're kind of lazy, and you want to chill on Sunday. All right, that's fair. So, why go on Easter? Like, what do you accomplish? Yes, I was sent to a Christian summer camp. Has anyone in this stream not heard these stories? Because maybe if you're wondering why I'm so against religion, maybe I can pull out a Christian summer camp story. In fact, let's do a poll. All right, vote in the poll, folks. I got sent to a Christian summer camp 2 times. So, let me continue this, and then, depending on the poll results. 8 in 10 self-described born-again evangelical Protestants say they pray every day. So that means like 20% of them, they have the privilege of being born a second time, and they're not going to pray? What's the point? Why get born again if you're not going to pray? That's strange. Your cousin was lieutenant governor of New Jersey? When? Hello, Luke. I subbed about a month ago. I was expecting more Doom TBH, but I guess the world is full enough. I've got a lot of shit on my channel, but I do play Doom every once in a while. I've just been a little more busy with, I do every once in a while. That's all I can tell you. It's definitely not daily, but I try to upload something at least once a month or so. But anyway, let's keep going. In addition to the 63% of adults who identify as Christians, the 2021 NAPLAF find that 6% of adults identify with non-Christian faiths. That's the thing that's crazy about it. That's the thing that's fucking crazy. It's like, it's almost all Christians. Like, I think Islam and Judaism are equally insane, right? But there's a reason I don't focus on the insanity of those religions compared to Christianity. And that's because most of these fucking stupid-ass bitch motherfuckers in this country that are dumb are Christians. And I'm going to be honest, I know Christianity more. Alright, so let me tell my my Christian summer camp stories. So I'm going to tell the classic here. This is a classic. This is my first day at Christian summer camp. Alright, folks. So my first day at Christian summer camp. I've told this story before, and I'm going to tell it again. Okay? So get ready for it. So, okay, the backstory was, my family always told me that religion was literally true, but I was never really, up until this point, I was never really, I've maybe been to church one time, right? It wasn't that serious. It was like, yeah, God's real, but we're not gonna, I had a single mom kind of thing. Like, there wasn't enough time for all that Jesus shit. But, my mother made a friend at work. She worked at a grocery store. She made a friend at work. And her friend had a kid that was going to summer camp. And so, single mom scenario, you need some sort of daycare, right? Because I'm like 11, 10 or 11, something like that. I don't know, maybe 12. Maybe, I think 11 I was the first year, and then 12 the second year, I think. But, I need some form of daycare. And my mom's friend says that, they don't mind giving me a recommendation to the summer camp. I was not informed it was a Christian summer camp at all. I had no idea going into it, right? So I go to this summer camp, right? The first day I show up and we get divided into groups. It's and then we play we play some ball, we played soccer or whatever for a little bit. I remember there was this lemonade stand that had the sugariest, best lemonade I've ever had in my fucking life. I had this fucking lemonade. It was great. Oh my God. I had 8 cups of it. I think I'm pretty sure I finished the entire pitcher. And then I lied about it later. But okay. So then, it's around lunchtime. Right? So, and it's summer, right? And this is in New Jersey, right? So this is a New Jersey summer. And so, it's, it's hot. So, around lunchtime, the sun starts kicking in. It's the hot. And so we go into this giant gymnasium in the middle of so it was giant gymnasium. And then there's sports ball fields. And then picnic tables and a bunch of trees and all around it, and the giant gymnasium's in the middle. Okay? And so I go in there thinking it's lunchtime. And it was lunchtime, but first, we had to go through the sermon, or whatever it is. So, I don't know, it was whatever. So we all sit, and in fact, I'm going to bust it out, folks. I'm going to bust it out. So we all sit. Hold on, I'm going to give you the full, oh, Lord. Okay, oh, God. Okay. Hold the phone, folks. Hold the phone. Okay, so before the sermon, right? Like, so there was like a music section, right? Like, there was like a hype section. Like, you know, before the guy comes out and tells the story about the Bible, there was like a musical section and they played like songs. And this was, I remember this, it was crystallized in my brain. This song, I'm going to play this song for you. I'm going to get my shit copyright claimed, but it's okay. I don't care. This song starts playing. Right? So I'm going to play this song. You can hear it. This song starts playing. I have no idea what's going on. To this point, I had no idea what, like, this whole thing was about. I had no idea. So this song starts playing, and I'm like, oh, is this like a dance party? Like, what is this, like a musical thing? Do we get to request music? I have no idea what's about to come. He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who puts the moon in the sky. He's the one who hung the stars one by one. So, okay, so at this point, I'm like, oh, all right. Like, we're like sitting in chairs, like, you know, those like foldable metal chairs, right? We're sitting in those chairs, right? Some people are getting up and dancing around. I'm like, okay, all right, it's musical time. All right, it's getting hot outside. We get into the air-conditioned gymnasium, right? All right, so it's okay, it's musical time. And then it's really good. It's now keep in mind, I'm like 11. Right? I'm like 11. I've got interests, right? I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I like Pokemon, right? I'm a kid, right? In the mid-2000s, right? Let's keep going. He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes your dreams so high. He's the one who makes me smile. Day by day, Jesus. Oh, Lord. So this is, again, it's Jesus, you're my superhero. Okay? So then I'm like, oh okay, so maybe, you know, again, I'm like a kid. I'm not really, you know, I'm not all the way there yet. I'm not the person I am today. But I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe, like, is this, like, just, was this a request? I'm just thinking, okay, it's a Jesus song. It's a good song. I remember, you know, like, you know, it's upbeat, it's happy, everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having a good time. So good. So I'm into it. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's around me. Everyone around me is like dancing, right? They're all kids. Like, there's like maybe 3 adults in the room at the front, and there's like on the computer or something, right? Some guy is like setting up a microphone stand, right? Because then like I thought it was like a stand-up comedian. No, that was the motherfucker who was telling, right? So again, so Jesus is a superhero now. I'm an 11-year-old-ish, right? I like superheroes, right? I like Spider-Man, right? Like I was into because I had Spider-Man on PlayStation. Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro on PlayStation. The one that originally had the 9/11 towers, but then 9/11, well, the World Trade Center. And then 9/11 happened, so then they delayed the game and like refixed it. You know, Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro on PS1. I like Spider-Man. Right, I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Right, on the blacktop, you know? So folks, I don't know if you heard the lyrics here, so I'm gonna play it again. So Jesus is my superhero, yeah. Then they say he's better than Spider-Man. Listen to this. I get offended. I'm offended at this point. Like, this totally, like, zones me out. Like, this totally zones me out. So I'm like, what the fuck? Better than Spider-Man? I played Spider-Man on PlayStation. No way. Jesus is not better than Spider-Man. Like, you ask me, you put Jesus in a boxing ring with Spider-Man, I'm telling you who's gonna win. It's gonna be Spider-Man. Right, so now I'm I'm a little upset now, okay? I'm confused. I have no idea what's going on. No one told me this would be a religious summer camp. I had no idea. There was nothing that led. I was just a kid. I was just wandering through life, and this happened. Okay? Now, again, I'm really high right now, so bear with me. I'm really fucking high. So, again, better than Superman, better than Batman. I'm going to be honest, still to this day, I think I've played Arkham Asylum one time and I got lost. But I'm not a huge, I've never watched any Batman movies. I don't know anything about it. Superman, I've seen the original movie as a kid, but outside of that, I played Superman 64 once. I'm not a huge but like as a kid, I liked Spider-Man because they had the PS1 game, so I was into Spider-Man, and I remember like watching the movies when they came out, the ones at that time period. So I liked Spider-Man. And to this day, I'm not a huge Spider-Man person. I think there's like a new Spider-Man movie coming out. I'm not interested in it. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. All right. I'm not huge on Spider-Man, but as a kid, I was just playing Spider-Man on PlayStation the other day, so I get a little upset, right? So I'm confused. I'm confused and upset, but let's keep going. So then they say, better than anyone, and I'm thinking, is Jesus better than my mom? Like, I've never met Jesus. Jesus has done nothing for me. Is he better than my mom? Like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, I trust the invisible man in the sky more than my own parents? Alright, but okay, let's keep going. So again, like we're in deep right now. Everyone's dancing to, because again, most of the kids here probably this isn't their first year, right? This is probably their second or third or fourth year or whatever, right? So they're all like, yeah, they're like, woo! Like this is like, whoa, like they're all dancing. Everyone's having a great time. Like the adults are clapping in the front of the room as they set up the mic stand, right? And I'm just baffled. I'm sitting there and like, that really hard to sit on metal fold-out chair, right? I'm sitting there and I'm confused. I'm like, I was always the shy kid, right? I didn't know how to say anything. I was not into the music really at all. I was just kind of sitting there like this. I was just nervous. I was kind of freaking out. Like, I was just like, what's happening here, right? But it gets worse. Because you don't even... Better than Spider-Man. Again, we just went through that. He is not better than Spider-Man. Not gonna happen, right? But just wait until the second part of the song. Just wait. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they fucked with the wrong kid. When they made this song, they fucked with the wrong kid, and they made a mistake. Check this out. At this point, I lost it. Now, for those of you that don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Near and dear to my heart, motherfucker. Look at this. You might not know this. I got Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster boxes in the background. Have you ever noticed these? These are Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster boxes. I collect Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I've loved Yu-Gi-Oh! since I was a kid. I'm huge on Yu-Gi-Oh! Huge on Yu-Gi-Oh! And this song had the audacity, fucking audacity to tell me Jesus was better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I was already skeptical. Better than Spider-Man? I mean, I don't think so, right? Like, I'm not huge on Spider-Man. Again, I wasn't like, oh my God, Spider-Man, right? But it was like, I like Spider-Man. Like, he's cool. He walks on right. And so, but at this point, I lost it. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Better than Yu-Gi-Oh! What? You're telling me you put the Blue Eyes White Dragon in an arena with Jesus Christ? You're telling me that Blue Eyes White Dragon's gonna lose to Jesus? No. No, I don't think so. You're telling me the Dark Magician. You're telling me the Dark Magician has nothing on Jesus? Fuck that shit. Jesus would lose 10 times out of 10. Okay? Jesus is not better than Yu-Gi-Oh! I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! I played all the games as a kid. I collected all the cards as a kid. That was my goddamn jam. Alright? So now at this point, right, again, we're 2 minutes into the song. This is like the hell on earth experience. Right, okay, Jesus is better than Spider-Man. I was skeptical. I'm not too sure. I don't know much about Spider-Man, but I played the games, right? And so, okay, but Jesus is better than Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think so. That's a 0% chance. Not gonna fucking happen. Gone. You're done. I'm out. I checked the fuck out. Jesus is not my friend. This convinced me. I guarantee you, right? If I didn't listen to this song, I might not be as much of an anti-theist as I am today. This song convinced me. This song convinced me that Jesus was full of shit. This song, they flew too close to the sun. Spider-Man, you're getting close to the sun, but you could maybe still pull away. You're telling me Jesus is better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Not a chance in hell. But let's go on. So then it's better than Barbie. And I'm like, I never played with Barbie as a kid. My mom didn't let me, right? So I'm not, I don't know much about Barbie, but better than Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm still seething. I didn't even hear this part of the song the first time. Didn't register, right? I'm still on the Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, there's no way. Jesus is not better than Yu-Gi-Oh! This is not possible. This isn't real. What the fuck is this song? Everyone's clapping, right? There's like, the lady in the front of the supervisor in the front of the thing, like setting up the mic. And, she set up the mic by this point. So she's clapping along. Yeah, she's saying yeah, right? So it's better than Action Man. I still don't know what the fuck Action Man is. Never found out what Action Man is. I think it's just no one's ever heard of Action Man. It's not a thing. It's like one game no one's ever heard of. It's not a thing. So Jesus being better than Action Man, maybe. But I know for a fact that Jesus is not better than Yu-Gi-Oh! And so that told me that this is all full of shit. Maybe Superman is better than Jesus. Maybe Batman is better than Jesus. Maybe Action Man's better than Jesus. Because I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better than Jesus. I know for a fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better than Jesus. So I've never heard of Action Man, but I guarantee you, without knowing anything about it, I can guarantee it's better than Jesus. I guarantee it. So that's the song. It just repeats from there. So, okay. Now you think the story's over. The story's not over. This is still, again, my first day at Christian summer camp. Right? Okay, so this song finishes, and then they play some music without lyrics or something. Right? Like, as the preacher, whatever it is about to deliver his Bible lesson or whatever. So I'm confused. I am not okay. Right? I am not okay right now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just insulted to me. Like, again, look at this. I've got my Yu-Gi-Oh! Boxes right up there. Right? I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So I have no idea what's happening. I didn't sign up for a Jesus thing. I had no idea that this would happen, okay? So, and I know for a fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better than Jesus. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is better than anything. Because at this point, I was like, this is like the height of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, interests, right? Like, as a kid. I probably like Yu-Gi-Oh more now than I did as a kid, to be honest with you. But like, I was huge into it. I was playing all the games. I had them on my Game Boy, right? I collected all the cards. I was huge into it. So I was like, there's no way they insulted Yu-Gi-Oh. So then my bullshit detector is on. My bullshit detector's on. So I'm thinking, I'm watching the rest of this whole thing, knowing that it's probably bullshit. Now, again, I'm like 10 or 11, right? It's, this could be like my origin story. This is the birth of my bullshit detector. That's totally possible, right? But I remember thinking to myself, there's no way any of this is real because they insulted Yu-Gi-Oh, right? That's what, they lost me, right? So the guy gets up there and gets on the microphone and starts reading from the Bible. I honestly have no recollection at all about what he was saying because I was so deep in my own head, right? Like, I was not listening. I was just thinking, like, what is this? Why am I here? This is really weird. I'm super uncomfortable. Again, this is my first day. I don't really have friends here yet. I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm like kind of like weirded out, right? But again, before this, we were divided into groups. Okay, and so I was like, the line of the fold-out chairs that I was in was my group, right? And so they do the Bible thing, they turn the pages, the guy's super excited. Again, I'm not really paying attention, I'm just kind of like in my own head staring at, the floor, right? And like, so I'm out of it, I'm spiraling at this point. And so, then the Bible thing is over, right? The guy gets up. We all get up. We all are allowed to get like some water and some more lemonade. This lemonade was fantastic. They had more of it inside, right? I drank all of it outside, and then I got like a huge I had like a cup, and then I had another cup, and then I filled it again, just because then it's the group lesson time. That's right. So we have the big whole summer camp gets in, they shit talk Yu-Gi-Oh, and then they talk about Jesus and the devil and all that stupid shit, right? Then it's the group lesson time. So then we break off into our groups, and the groups are like maybe 5 or 6 kids, right? Maybe like 6 or 7, I don't know. And so we all go into like these separate classrooms or whatever, right? And then it's like, okay, so you heard the lesson, the Bible lesson, and then the group discusses it, right? And so because I was the new kid, I got picked on. They picked on me first, right? So it's not like if I was like the 4th person, I could have maybe bullshit my way through that interaction, right? It would have been like the first person's like, oh, my lesson that I learned is that this and that and that. No, they picked me first, right? So I was not listening at all. I was still a little peeved about Yu-Gi-Oh! So they asked me, what did you learn today? And I didn't know what to say. Like, again, if I was like picked 2nd or 3rd or 4th, I could like combine the answers of the previous people and come up with some bullshit, right? This is my first day. They picked me first. And so I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm like having like a panic attack, right? And they go like, come on, you have to tell us. So I'm like extremely uncomfortable. I'm panicking. And then I say, like, I learned that the devil's the bad guy. Again, I was not paying attention. I'm just, like, thinking, like, what do I know about religion? What do I know about Jesus? Well, I know that the devil is bad, right? So that's what I say. I learned that the devil's the bad guy. And the rest of the kids look at me, and they're, like, mad. They are mad. Like, one of them, like, says, now's not the time to joke. Like, that's not funny? And I'm thinking to myself, like, is suicide an option? Can I jump out of that window right there? Will I break my neck? What do I do here? Right? I'm freaking the fuck out. And then, like, the supervisor, who's, like, 16 or 17, right? He's not, like, an adult, right? The groups had group supervisors, and this is, like, a summer gig for some teenager, right? So, like, that guy is, like, tells me, like, like, tries to continue to bully me and pressure me into, like, telling them my lesson. And I was like, I'm not joking. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I just was honest. I had no idea I'd never been to, like, I'd never known anything about this. I don't know. I have no idea. And they all got mad at me, including the supervisor. They all got mad at me. They were like, this is not cool. Why are you doing this? And I'm like, what am I doing? I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Jesus freak. I don't know. So they were all mad at me, right? And then, right, so then they say, like, you know, you're not allowed to talk for the rest of the lesson or something. It was some bullshit. And then they all went around and said what they learned. And it was, again, bullshit. Like, I learned about, like, you know, the value of, like, friendship or something. Like, it was all bullshit. Like, if I was able to go second, I would have been able to bullshit my way through. If I was able to go fourth or fifth, it would have been an easy win on the bullshit. But they picked me first. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was still kind of freaking out over the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, right? And they were just mean to me. They didn't, like, it wasn't like, you know, like, oh, you're new here, let's guide you through it. They were just rude to me, these fucking kids, and then the teenage supervisor. So I was done. That was my first day, and then afterward, I was just in shock the rest of the day, and I told my mom about it. And then my mom was like, well, I can't unenroll you. I already pay, because you pay up front for the whole year, or the whole, like, summer. And so my mom told me I have to go every day. And so I tried my best to enjoy Christian summer camp. And eventually I got used to the Bible saying, it was like, again, it was like 5 times a week or something. It was like 4 or 5 times. I think we didn't do Fridays. It was like Monday to Thursday or something like that. I don't know. And I was just, then my bullshit detector was on from that moment, right? The bullshit detector was on. I was not buying it. I just went there for the lemonade. I went there for the sports ball, and I went there because my mom told me to. And I just did it for my mom. Right? I was like, you know what? All of this is bullshit. I don't fucking care about any of this. Let me drink my lemonade. Let me sit at the picnic table and let me kick a fucking ball for, like, you know, 8 times, 4 times, like, 8. Right? Because it's the summer, yeah, so however many days that is. And so that's the story, the first time I went to Christian summer camp. So if anyone wonders why I have no tolerance at all for the Jesus stuff, why I have no tolerance at all for the religion stuff, right? This is my origin story. So that's my first day of Christian summer camp. Now I've got more of these stories, because I went there 2 years. My mom forced me to go a second year. And then the next year, I told her I'm not going again. Like, the third year, I was like, I am not going again. No. And then I was 13 at the time. So my mom was like, all right, you can just stay home. Like, you know, we don't need a supervisor. And then then we go into a whole new territory of my life. Right? But again, first, I've got more stories. Maybe I'll tell more stories during the War on Christmas this year. So show up on my Christmas stream, folks, and I'll tell some more stories. I've got a lot more stories. Right? Like, to tease you a little bit, I got lost in the woods. Right? I got locked in a closet. I'm not joking when I say this. They locked me in a closet once. And I'm going to end it there. And if you want to hear more stories, tune in for the Christmas stream. So I got lost in the woods. Like, the whole group got lost in the woods once. I personally was taken and locked in a closet. Right? And there's a lot, like, I got, like, a soccer ball hit my face and it freaked me out. Right? Like, I hurt myself a couple times. They stopped serving the lemonade the second year. I've got a lot of different stories. So, again, if you want to know more about them, ask me during my Grinch stream on Christmas weekend. But again, folks, fuck that shit, man. Fuck Jesus. Fuck Christian summer camp. And I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So that was my first day at Christian summer camp. Hopefully that was a good delivery of the story. So we've spent about an hour talking shit about religion. So this is good for me. I'm having fun with this. But yeah, so that's... In case anyone was wondering why I don't like God, or don't like Christianity, or don't like any of this shit, that's the origin story. I can't stand it. I have no tolerance for that shit. None at all. I have no tolerance. Not a single bone in my body will tolerate any of that shit. Like, it was one of those things where everything was like if the kids were like nice to me about it and it's like, oh, this is this person's first lesson, they don't really know, right? They don't know what, like, they've never been to, like, so, and if they would help me along, I might have been brainwashed. I could have been, maybe. I don't know, probably not. But it's like, I would have been more like, I maybe wouldn't hate it so much, right? Like, because, you know, I'm like 11. I'm like 11, 12 years old. Like, this is, right? But that first day where they were just mean to me because I didn't know, I didn't know anything about God. They were mean to me about it. Nah. And then again, I had that bullshit detector from the Yu-Gi-Oh! In the song. Those two events, they saved me. I'm going to be honest. Yu-Gi-Oh! Saved me. God bless. Yeah, that's because Catherine's fucking old. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but yeah, if you don't like Yu-Gi-Oh!, you're fucking old. I don't know what to tell you. For those wondering, I'm 25. Lindsay, did I ever tell you the story when I was walking to the protest and I had a Jesus freak like walk next to me for 20 minutes? So I was walking to the protest, right? And like a Jesus freak is hanging out at the police station, and they asked me if I've ever heard of Jesus, and I told them no. Because, you know, I'm fucking around. Like, so I turned my phone on and I'm recording it in my pocket. Let me see if I can find the video. And I tell them I'd never heard of Jesus before. Let me see if I can find this video. I have no idea when it was. Yeah, it's in here somewhere, but I just have no idea when. I have no idea. Maybe one of those days. But they asked me, have you heard of have you heard the word of our Savior? And I was like, nope. And they was like, do you know about Jesus Christ? And I said, never heard of him. And they took me seriously, because what are they supposed to do? They're like a preacher. They're like a fucking witness or some shit, right? They're walking around downtown, walking up to strangers and asking them about Jesus, right? Ask me later and I'll look for the video. But anyway, so like this guy's following the fuck around, telling me about, like, you know, Jesus is like, anyone can be saved. All you have to do is believe in Jesus. And so I asked them, like if I killed someone and then just said, I'm sorry, God, would I still go to heaven? And they said, yup. And I'm like, so what's the point? Like, if you can just do anything you want, and then at the very end, you say, oh, sorry, bro, can I get in? And they're like, yeah, sure. Then what's the fucking point? Right, so I was just trolling this motherfucker. I was just trolling the fuck out of this motherfucker. This is earlier this year. One of these days, I'll try to find that video. But yeah, so again, no, I don't want to be rude. I'm not trying to be a mean person. But a lot of people in Elizabeth City are religious as fuck. And I'm talking about, like, when I mean, like, in, like, the protests, right? Like, the government here, right? Like, just everyday, like, a lot of them are religious as fuck. And it's uncomfortable being an atheist here. It is, absolutely. And a trans person? Right? Because, like, the Venn diagram, right, of the religious nutbags in Elizabeth City and those that hate trans people is very close to a circle. There's, like, a small sliver of the religious nutbags that don't hate me because I'm trans, right? But the vast majority, like, it's problematic. But yeah, so, I mean, you know, I don't like God. I don't like Jesus. I don't like religion. Fuck it all straight to hell. The Venn diagram of trans people and non-religious people in Elizabeth City is Andrea. That's literally correct. There's like 3 trans people in all of like Paxpotent County. And like, let's be honest, I'm the coolest one. Like this, I'm not here about rankings. I'm not trying to win a competition, but I'm pretty cool. So. But yeah, fuck God, man. Fuck all that shit. Yo, I'm really fucking high. I put some tincture in my coffee. And I am. Again, this is episode 1420, folks. I am fucking high right now. I am fucking high as a motherfucker. God damn. Lord have fucking mercy. Alright, I'm just like looking through the news, see if there's anything I can talk about that's like fun. You know, like mass shooting, COVID deaths, 800,000 dead. Filibusters not being reformed, dead. January 6th, dead. Mass shooting, school shooting, mass shooting, dead. Kids dead. Parents dead. Man hospitalized, dead. Right, like, let me get some fun stories here. Oh, fuck yeah. Here we go. This is what up. Oh, fuck yeah, folks. So I've been saying this as a joke for the last, like, 6 months. Like, really ever since the Biden and Harris administration started tanking in the polls. I've been saying this as a joke. But here we go, folks. In the Hill, we have an opinion piece. This is by Joe Concha. Hillary 2024. Given the competition, she may be the Dems' best hope. I've been saying this as a fucking joke for the last 6 months. And here I am, folks. Here we are. It's happening. Do I want to take credit for this? Yes. So let's keep going. So let's read this. There may be a rematch coming in the 2024 race for the White House, but we're not talking about God help us all, or God help us, Biden, Trump too. Instead, 2016 Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton is an interesting prospect to consider when looking for a viable candidate, particularly if an 80-something President Biden decides not to seek a second term. Reminder, keep in mind here, Biden said he's going to run again, and everyone in the mainstream media didn't take him seriously. Isn't that great? Like, isn't that hilarious? Like, even Democrats. Like, he said he's going to run again. And 100% of Democrats in media, just in general, everywhere, don't believe him. That's incredible. Like, yeah, he's not going to run again. Like, they literally think he's lying on that, which is incredible to me, but let's continue. And why would he? Just 22% of voters want him to seek a second term. According to an I tip poll, it doesn't get much better when polling only Democrats, where just 36% wanted to see the president run again, with the juggernaut candidate named someone else coming in first place. Here we go. Check this out. 44%, this is Democrats, 44% someone else, 36% Biden, 20% unsure. Now again, my serious answer is Bernie 2024. That's my serious answer. I think Bernie can beat Trump. I know, I'm a burnout. I'm a Bernie bro. I know. Bernie 2024. But who else? Let's be real here. Let's be real here. Let's be honest about this. Kamala Harris. No. I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. Joe Biden, it's over. He's done for. There's no possible way, given what he has done so far, that he's possibly... It's done. They've already baked in the cake that he's garbage. It's over. So who else do we have? Elizabeth Warren. I'm not at that point in my life where I can forgive her for the 2020 primary. Like, when 2024 comes around, right, and if she announced, and like, you know, and if she, and then it's also like Harris and Hillary, fine, I'll support her, fine, right, but I don't want to. Fuck her. She fucked us over. Fuck her forever. Right, so like anyone, like Cory Booker, are you joking? Like, I mean, like Beto, like what the fuck? Katie Porter, if she wants to run, I would support her. But I mean, like, if you're talking about high-profile Democratic candidates, none. None. Other than Bernie. Like, if Katie Porter wants to run, that's great. I would support that. If someone comes out of nowhere and wants to run, and like, I will support the furthest left candidate that has a realistic chance at winning. That's in the primary. Right? But I've been saying this as a joke, right? I would rather have Hillary Clinton run instead of Biden or Kamala Harris. That's what I said as a joke. I've been saying this for the last 6 months. And again, I want to read the rest of this opinion piece because this is hilarious. And again, remember when people thought Andrew Cuomo was going to be the next in line? That's incredible. The Democratic bench is about as deep as the New York Jets these days. Vice President Harris used a 28% approval per USA Today. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, no longer governor and thoroughly disgraced. Governor Gavin Newsom, he had to spend a major time and resources to avoid being ousted. And that's bullshit. Like, the recall was bullshit. It's just stupid election laws in California. And the fact that Republicans have enough people not to do anything, but enough people to like troll the elections there. So that doesn't mean anything. Him getting recalled, or like the recall election happening and him not getting, that doesn't mean anything. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, not even 40%, and he has a supply chain crisis on his resume. Pete Buttigieg, I feel like I think he might be a better shot than Biden or Harris. But I mean, like, Lord have mercy. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker. I go for Bernie. If those are the options, why not Hillary? She's 74 years old, which is like being bathed in the fountain of youth compared to Biden. And she's still stunned 5 years later that she actually lost to Donald Trump. In fact, she sounds no different than Trump and constantly complaining about all the reasons she lost. And that, well, the election was stolen by Trump and the Russians anyway. That type of rhetoric is a big no-no for Trump, but A-okay if Hillary or Stacey Abrams does it. Rules are rules. I don't understand what that even means. Are we going to give in to all the lies and the disinformation, blah, blah, blah? Here's a poll. More voters would pick Trump over Biden if the election were held today. One more possible sign Hillary is dipping her toe in a 2024 poll comes in the form of her bizarre decision to read her 2016 victory speech for something called Masterclass. That is true. That Hillary has been doing a lot of media appearances this year. That is true. Right? So, like, now again, I've been saying this. If the options are anyone in the current White House or Hillary Clinton, I'll take Hillary Clinton. But I don't want any of these fucking people. Right? But yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of this. Hillary Clinton always seemed to believe the mantle of first female president was her birthright, and given how pathetic the field is on the Democratic side with or without Joe Biden, she may just get a second chance at winning the office her husband so famously made infamous. That's a good final line. But anyway, Hillary 2024. I don't know, man. Like, we're fucked. That's all I know, is we are fucked. If you're presenting to me an option of Hillary 2024 that is more reasonable than Biden or Harris or Buttigieg, if you're presenting that option to me and I'm like, you know, it's better than Biden, I mean, we're fucked. But also, it's got to be Bernie. It's Bernie, or someone has to come out who's completely new to the field. Like, if it's someone like Katie Porter, I'm in. Let's do it. Rashida Tlaib, I'm in. Let's go. Right? Like, but honestly, that's a tough sell too. But it's like I think Democrats are fucked, and by extension, I think everyone else is fucked. And again, to be very clear, to be very explicit, we are fucked, except for it's not in the good dick way. It is not at all in the good dick way. We all want to be fucked in the good dick way. This is not that. This is not that at all. So, we're fucked. I don't know about AOC. If AOC runs for president, I'll support her. That's no questions asked, right? But it's like, I don't know. I'm scared of that prospect. Ace people are valid. That's true. That's so true. All right, let's look through other news. Let's see if we can find anything else. Let's see. Oh no. The Stop Woke Act.
Parents' Bill of Rights. You can have certain things, and sometimes the school districts don't always follow it. And so we are going to be including in this legislation giving parents a private right of action to be able to enforce the prohibition on CRT, and they get to recover attorney's fees when they prevail, which is very important. And yes, there will be a fortified ability for the State Department of Education to hold people accountable, but honestly, the parents know best what's going on, and they're in the best position to be able to do it. And here's the thing, a lot of times...
Can we talk about... There's a lot going on in this video right now. This woman here, this is my favorite. The shirt, it's not like any... It's not like, you know, make America great again. It's not like, you know, proud conservative. It's just, the shirt says conservative. That's it. Motherfucker. Folks, the shirt just says conservative. Like, why would you, like, that would be like if I wore a shirt that said anarchist. Like, that's a stupid shirt. If I wore a shirt, leftist, socialist, liberal, what kind of fucking shirt is that? And then you got this motherfucker. Like, I know that they're modeling this law after Texas, but do you really need a Texan in the fucking presser? Right? And then you got this weirdo holding the CRT with the sign. And then you got this stupid bitch with the stop woke stop sign bullshit. And then you got this guy who's like hands on the cock right there. I don't know what's going on there, but there's a lot going on.
But will fear lawsuits more than a fine from the State Department of Education, because when you do a lawsuit, you get discovery and you're subject to that. And when they say they're not doing CRT and then you have all this information showing that they are doing it, it really is an uncomfortable position for them. So I think that gives parents the ability to go in and ensure that our state standards are being followed. And I think it's something that needs to be done.
What the fuck is this? What is this? Okay, so there's a lot. Parents know best about how to teach their children. That's not true. That is not true even remotely. Let's be honest, folks. Let's be honest. If you're over the age of 30, let's be even more charitable. If you're over the age of 40, right now, chances are you're probably really dumb. You don't really know how to use the internet that much. Your schooling, the education that you got as a kid was horrible. It was trash. You were educated in the Reagan years and the Clinton years, motherfucker. You don't know what's going on. You're a fucking dipshit, right? Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Parents don't know what the fuck is going on. They have no idea. They are clueless. They're fucking stupid, okay? So, that's one thing. Again, 45%, we found out in a poll, 45% of Americans pray on a daily basis. If you are praying every day of your life, you are not in any way, shape, or form eligible to teach children about anything. You're a fucking freak show. You're a fucking loser. Get the fuck out of my face, okay? So, with that being said, okay. And also, Stop Woke Act. That's not even grammatically sensible. Stop woke? Woke needs to be stopped. Isn't it like wokeism? Like woke ideology? You don't just stop woke. What the fuck does that mean? So, okay. So the people that don't even know how to speak basic English are going to tell us that they have ultimate rights on what to teach our children? Stop woke. Like imagine like walking up in the street with a microphone and put it in someone's face. How do you feel about the idea that we should stop woke? They're gonna go, what? Huh? It's wokeism. That's grammar. What the fuck? But okay, so then we're gonna get into the CRT thing. I will never understand it. I want to play this clip. Again, this clip is legendary. And I've been using it a lot because it's great. This sums
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not gonna. I don't have that much knowledge on it, but It's something that I don't care for.
I guarantee you will never, ever, ever, no matter how hard you try, get an answer when you ask someone like this what critical race theory is. And that's the whole idea. So again, the way that the right-wing bullshit works is they take something that sounds abstract, woke. What the fuck is woke? Oh, it means whatever you want it to mean. And the people that listen to you, that think you're an authoritative news source, they will agree with you on what woke means, and they will never be able to describe it. Woke is everything they don't like. So what is critical race theory? Well, where did the term start? In a college lecture lens of analysis on the historical implications of American slavery and stuff. Okay? They're not teaching that to third graders. So when people say there's CRT in our elementary schools, what they mean is they're taking critical race theory to mean it's an abstract thing. It's not, the critical race theory lens of analysis for college classrooms anymore. It's critical race theory. It's they're critical of race. That's what that is. What does that even mean? Like, okay, what is critical race theory? It's anti-white propaganda. It teaches white kids to be guilty. Huh? What? No one thinks that. No one teaches that. No one wants anyone to think that. White kids are not guilty for slavery, motherfucker. It's bizarre that this needs to be said, but we've got this population of right-wing fucking loser morons that literally think they're in an alternate world, right? They literally think that left-wingers and black people want to teach the beautiful white babies to hate themselves and that they're guilty for slavery. They actually think that. So much so that the governor of Florida, right? The governor of Florida is introducing the Stop Woke Act to combat critical race theory. The governor of Florida. If you asked him what that means, would he be able to answer? No. Not at all. No. Again, this shit is ridiculous. Right? When you read an article, right, or see something, a social media discussion on like Christopher Columbus, for example. Remember Columbus Day that just happened? Indigenous Peoples Day, I should say. But, you know, there's that sect that's like, oh, it's Columbus Day. This is anti-Italian propaganda. I've seen that. People literally think that Indigenous Peoples Day is anti-Italian propaganda. They actually think that. I had these conversations. They're not joking. I know, it has to be like a fucking, like they're all like doing improv acting and like we're all like part of like this like it's like a modern day version of Punk'd where we're all just being fucking like strung along by these people that are just pretending to be stupid, right? It feels like that, right? You see this, and there's no way it can be real, but it is. These people are fucking crazy, right? So like the idea that teaching kids that Christopher Columbus is not a hero is critical race theory. What? What? Now again, in his own time, Christopher Columbus was reprimanded for his brutal treatment of indigenous people. When he went back to Europe, everyone was like, bro, what the fuck did you do? So it's not like this is like, oh, well, 1492, it was a different time. You sailed the ocean blue, all that shit. Literally, in his own lifetime, people are asking him, what the fuck is your problem, bro? In his own lifetime? So, okay. But then it's also like, you see this, like, and then it goes into, like, the slavery thing, right? Like, this whole, I think that, like, critical race theory is an extension of the 1619 Project outrage, but it's, like, a more generic term that they can use, so it's more palatable for more dumb people. Like, the 1619 Project, most people, if they don't know what that refers to, they don't know what that means, right? But critical race theory, the kind of white dumb fuck is going to go like, oh, well, that must mean goddamn. It's easier to sell that kind of stupid ass bullshit. Right? So, okay, critical race theory is teaching, like, Black History Month is racist. I've had these conversations, right? Black History Month is racist because how come there's no White History Month? Do you know why we have Black History Month? It's because black people were literally erased from history. A lot of the time, black inventors had their products stolen from them, right? They were written about in contemporary history of the time as villains and as objects. And so we need an entire month. Now, would it be, I think personally, I would say, just integrate black history into the whole curriculum, right? You should be learning about black leaders and historical figures all the time, not just in February, right? But again, the idea is basically the rest of our history is so fucking contaminated by racism and by the erasure of black people that we need to specifically point at that out in February and then list some great black leaders and historical figures, right? That's the idea behind. But why come there's no goddamn White History Month? Every month is White History Month. Like, I'm telling you this. Every single month that existed for, like, the last fucking 2,000 years is White History Month, motherfucker. So again, like, these motherfuckers, they have no idea what's going on. If you ask them what CRT is, they're gonna mention, like, white guilt, white guilt, white guilt. If anyone is white and feels personally responsible or guilty for slavery, they're fucking stupid. Okay? I'm sorry. They're stupid. You know, instead of, oh, I'm so guilty, I feel so bad. How about, I don't know, do something about it? How about stop being a fucking weirdo, and how about you actually try to advocate for good legislation that's going to fix all these fucking problems? How about you advocate for reparations? How about you advocate for fair schooling, fair housing? How about you advocate to abolish redlining? Because I have met people that are that weird, like, oh, I feel so, like, guilty. It's like, you know, acknowledging reality, like, it sucks to acknowledge reality. Yes, the world as it exists right now, and as it always has been, is awful. It's awful. It is really, really bad, right? And so, we need to acknowledge how bad it is, and then we need to fix it, right? So, feeling personally responsible for slavery, that doesn't really do anything, right? What does do something is, like, I don't know, teaching children about the effects of slavery, right? Like, you know, I don't know, man. Like, the liberal. Like, I'm really, like, you know, the quintessential, like, get out guy who's like, I would have voted for Obama a third time, right? Like, that's, like, who I'm talking about here. There's these sections of liberals that think that, like, oh, yeah, like, you know, I'm gonna vote for black people and that's gonna that's gonna fix the implications of, like, they're fucking stupid, all right? But, again, the right wing, their reaction to all of this, they note, like, oh, there's some weird liberal Karen loser who said something weird in a Facebook group chat that was, you know, the Margarita Monday Facebook group chat for wine moms that, you know, just drop their kids off at soccer practice, right? And then they post there in the car while they wait for their kid, right? That is indicative of all CRT. Like, they take these weird, bizarre examples of, like, liberals just being weird, right? And they turn it into this big thing, and now you're seeing the Stop Woke Act. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't fucking mean anything at all. It's made up garbage, right? But again, you've got millions and millions and millions of these motherfuckers that literally think that children are being brainwashed to hate America. First of all, that's a good thing. Fuck America. Explain to me why America needs to be defended at all costs. Here's the thing. If you don't want kids to hate America, how about you fix the fucking shit? If kids hating America because if kids hate America, right? If they're, like, they start out and they love America, God bless the red, white, and blue, and then they learn about racism, and then they realize none of those problems were ever fixed, and then they hate America now. You know a good way to stop that from happening? Fix the fucking problems. Eliminate redlining. Eliminate housing discrimination. Stop police brutality. Provide reparations. If you don't want kids to hate America, then fix the fucking country. And if you think teaching children about racism is critical race theory, then you're fucking stupid. It's called history, motherfucker. It's history. It's called history. This country fucking sucks. It's always sucked. It was a country founded by slave owners who wanted to be free. If that's not uniquely American, I don't know what is. Slave owners that wanted to be free. Like, imagine that, right? Like, imagine, like, they were writing the Constitution, liberty, freedom, while they had slaves. Can anyone figure that out? Can anyone figure that out? Because I can't. I can't figure that one out. That to me is bizarre. Right? So the idea that critical race theory is bad because they're teaching history, that's really what this boils down to. The right wants to mythologize history. Let's look at the Civil War. The lost cause. Robert E. Lee, the loser of the Civil War, the biggest loser in the history of America. Well, the second biggest loser. The first one's Donald Trump. But the second biggest loser in the history of America said, I don't want anybody to commemorate me. I don't want anyone to have statues about me because we lost. I don't want anyone to dwell on this war. I want the Union to move forward. We lost. We tried and we lost. That was in the 1860s and 70s. He said, we lost. Get over it. We lost. Let's move on. Well, the South, the white Christian right, did not move on. In fact, they tried to find out ways and ways and ways to make moving on as difficult as possible. In fact, we still haven't moved on because of their efforts. So then, right, let's fast forward to the Daughters of the Confederacy. Now we're in the 1910s, 20s, and 30s. So these are the children, right, of like people that fought and died, and like maybe like they died. Like all the people are dead now that fought in the Confederate War, the Civil War. They're all dead now. Now these are the kids who are passing on their legacy. Right, and this is where the mythology starts. They're mythologizing it. Oh, they didn't fight a war over the right to own black people. Most Confederate soldiers didn't even own slaves, they say. My question is, why the fuck were they fighting for slavery if they didn't own slaves? Like, how dumb do you have to be? I don't have slaves and I don't benefit at all from this system, but I'm going to fight to the death to preserve it. That doesn't make any sense, right? If they didn't benefit from slavery, they didn't have slaves, why would they fight on behalf of slavery? It doesn't make any sense, right? So this is where the lost cause comes into play. They mythologize them. My daddy was a really good guy. He never owned slaves. He just fought for his heritage. He fought for his people. What? He fucking murdered. He committed murder of American civilians for entertainment. But they'll say that. My daddy never owned slaves. He was a good farmer. Okay, all right. Well, if that's the case, why didn't he join the rest of the motherfuckers that went to the North and fought for the Union? If he really didn't benefit from slavery, how come he didn't just go to the other side of the war? Hey, just throwing that out there. But again, the mythology starts. And then that's where you see the explosion of Confederate statues in the 1910s, 20s, and 30s. The Daughters of the Confederacy, along with the Ku Klux Klan, did these events and rallies, right? The KKK would use these Confederate statues. They would take their robes off in the day, right? And then do their fucking other thing at the night with the torches and the fucking robes on. Right? And because they knew that this is how they mainstreamed racism. This is how they mainstreamed racism. As they mythologize the past, they say it wasn't about slavery, it was about states' rights. To what, I ask? Right? And so then, that's in the 1910s, 20s, and 30s. That's the Daughters of the Confederacy. Right? And then you've got the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. Now you've got the granddaughters of the Confederacy. These are the people that barely, if at all, knew the ancestors that fought in the Civil War. These are the great-granddaughters of the Confederacy. These motherfuckers did not know them. They know nothing about them. The only stories they've been told were mythologized heroes' tales to make them like their ancestors. I got news for you. I don't even like my fucking, like, parents that much. I mean, you know, I've only got one of them left, right? But the other one who's not around anymore, not a great parent. Right? Her parents, not so good. That whole side of the family, I think, are abusive motherfuckers. So why would I care at all about my great-great-great-great-grandparents? I don't know them. I don't care about them. They impact my life in no way at all. I have no problem with shitting on them because guess what? Most people that lived in that time period were pretty fucking stupid. Right? So I don't even care about them. But then you've got these people that are proud of their heritage. Proud of their goddamn heritage. And it's all mythology, and it's like a game of telephone. Right? You tell your kid, Daddy's gonna fight for freedom, and then they tell their kid, yo, Daddy, and then they tell their kid, and then by the time you get to the end of it, it's heritage, not hate. Like, they literally think the Civil War was fought because, like, Southerners liked biscuits and gravy or something. So we fought a Civil War, right? Because they wanted states' rights to biscuits and gravy and Cracker Barrel. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Right? But if you talk about that, now it's critical race theory. Because, again, the American mythology has been so well manufactured and mythologized that, like, anything to the contrary of what the white Christian right believes is critical race theory. It's anti-American. Now, I'm going to be honest. I am anti-American. Fuck America. But guess what? If America all of a sudden got its shit together and decided, let's stop being the laughingstock of the world and let's actually do something good for once, I would be pro-America. Because I'm fine with changing my opinion when new information comes out. So anyway, the Stop Woke Act, it doesn't mean anything. Critical race theory doesn't mean anything. This is just the next step of American mythology, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. It's all bullshit, folks. It's all garbage in my asshole. And not the good kind? I don't know what the good kind would be, but it's not. All right, I'm going to get rid of this moron. But, again, folks, these motherfuckers are crazy. They are fucking nuts. So I started this show talking about religion and how religious people are nutbag losers. But again, if you believe that there is an invisible man in the sky watching you jerk off, believing that the Civil War was fought over Cracker Barrel and biscuits is not far off. You literally believe in angels watching over you. You pray to angels. 45% of the country prays to angels. How on earth could we be surprised that these people also believe that critical race theory is killing our children? You know what I mean? You believe in angels. You might as well believe in heritage, not hate. Might as well. It's not that different when you really think about it. And that's why I'm so against magical thinking. Okay. Here's an interesting comment, so let's read. I've gotten in trouble with the trans community for being critical of religion in the past. If there is a transgender person that is so up the ass of religion that I don't know what gotten in trouble means, but you got in trouble with them, they're fucking stupid. So, throwing that out there, I have no idea what the intersection is between trans people and religious people or why that's a comment you would write. But, sounds fucking stupid. The Q folks are still in Dallas? Oh my god. Those motherfuckers. Any day now. Anyway, folks, that's the show for today. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. If y'all would like to make a contribution of the monetary variety, I would appreciate that. Here are the links. I need money, folks. I need it bad. I'm down bad and I need cash. So feel free to give me some money. If you want to help support my daily endeavors, share the fucking goddamn. Share the goddamn. Make a Twitter account, retweet the show in the morning. When you go to the Majority Report chat room in 2 minutes, tell them you just got back from watching Above It All. People are going to go like, what's Above It All? And then you get to tell them that it's a great goddamn. Right? Ask your other favorite YouTubers to come on the show and or have me on their show. This is a group project, folks. This is a group fucking project. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. And there you go. Retweet and retweet and give me money. That's all. That's really, those are the things. That's what we got here.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position. You're not like
Andrew Kohler, $10, and it's a pair with a cape. And I can guarantee you that pair, better than Jesus. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
That isn't what it meant.
Well, what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low-resolution thinking.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices.
Dumb people, liberal people. $7 million for reef fish management. $25 million to combat Asian carp. $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Antifa exists.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.